Hello, colleagues. My name is Claudia Abar, and I am a kindergarten teacher in District 4. I'm also your virtual content specialist for kindergarten math. Now, these are the final 3 videos for this school year. We wanted to make sure that we created something that you can actually use as you prepare for next school year. Hopefully by now, you know what grade you're going to be in. So this video is really geared for those of you that are going to be in kindergarten again next year. Now, one thing that we did this year is that we highlighted a lot of digital tool options. We gave you a lot of games that you can play online, and we gave you a lot of those things because we had to pivot from being in the classroom to being at home. What we want to do with this video is give you some ideas of how to prepare for next year. Most of us are going to be writing supply lists for our parents, and it will be really important to add some of these things so that they can look for them over the summer. Maybe they already have them from this year. Maybe they can find them at dollar stores or garage sales or anything like that. That way, when you start the year, while you might be low on supplies, they will be able to have these kits. Now, these kits that we are going to try to prepare are mostly for at home. We expect you to have whatever you need in the classroom, hoping, praying, you know how that works. So these are going to be some of the things that you want to ask your parents to keep so that they can practice some of the work at home. So one of the simplest things are die. I have this big foamy one that we got from the dollar store. I forget how many came in a pack, but you can have one for each child. A lot of you are going to need linker cubes. You already know how important that is for you to count at home. You can use pennies instead of counters, but we strongly recommend that you ask for cardboard and maybe cut out circles and have the children color them and use those instead. Pennies take on a different meaning for a lot of the children. A lot of them just see them as, just brown, both sides. You can't really tell heads from tails. But if you get the cardboard, they can color one side and then just cover them with tape, big old masking tape so that they can protect them a little bit. But I wanted to share with you some digital options that will help you get ready for these things at home. So let me go ahead and share my screen. So the very first thing I'm going to show you is the Eureka website. I know, you know exactly how to get here. But when you look here, some of the things that you want to do to practice, you want to look not only at the module overview, but you also want to look at the end of year assessment. So let's quickly look at that. And I know you've noticed that Eureka does an assessment twice. It does a mid-year, a mid-module and an end of module. So as you look at this, these are some of the things that you want to make sure your children have at home to practice. You need linking cubes, and here they're going to be counting them. And this is just obviously for unit 1. Sorry, let me scroll down here. You need linking cubes again for this one. So you want to make sure that they have these at home, because even though you're going to be using them in the classroom, you also want to practice, you also want them to practice at home. You want to show a card holding 4 dots. So it's really important that you send home a photocopy maybe of numbers 1 through 10 with the dots to match in the 5 group ideally. Here they're going to be looking at dot cards again. And here are the assessments, the standards that you address. Another thing I want to show you specifically for pattern blocks, it's when you go on Teachers Pay Teachers, a website that everybody knows. Let me go back a little bit. Here, I just put in pattern blocks. I arranged this so that most of these are going to be free. You can arrange them by a lot of different ways. And I downloaded this one so I can show you, but it's not showing me now. But this is some of the things that you can do. If you look at this page, it shows you here that the children will be able to cut them out. So you can send this page home and ask them to cut these out, tell them what color you want to use them in, what size you want to use them. And this way you can have a built-in math toolkit for the home. I know you probably have a lot of other things that you want to send, a lot of other things that you require. We wanted to make sure that we reminded you, because I know end of the year, we are all tired, we're fried, we're not thinking about next year. But the supply list that most of us send home to get the parents ready for next year is a great way to add some of these things that we often forget about, especially after this year when most of us emptied our classrooms and sent everything home. We're going to start over. So while we're going to be able to hopefully have the tools in the classroom, we want to make sure that they still have them at home. Okay, colleagues, I hope that you've had a great year. I hope that you're looking forward to a restful break. But I also want to make sure that you remember that next year when we come back, there's going to be a lot of challenges. You want to make sure that you give your children all the tools that they're going to need, both in the classroom and at home. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for watching.